fart story.
Finally.
Have I not had any before?
I'm sure there's been many, but go on.
So this is a tale as old as time, I feel. You must have been in this situation where I was running on the weekend, headphones in. I have had a bit of tightness and soreness in the glutes, so definitely had to like put in the extra push to get up the hill.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you had to put in the extra push to get the fart out.
Yeah, I had really sore glutes, so there was a lot of core work first. You know how usually you go from the sphincter? Well, that was sore, so I really like went from the bowels, like from the front.
Yeah, I'm really feeling for you. That sounds like hell.
Yeah. Have you ever had to push a fart out with your abs?
It's not easy.
It's not what happened. I was going up the hill where you run. We run in the same place. Everything was sore, so there was a lot of extra push being put in, and a series of farts popped out.
Okay.
But just to also face this hill, I have the music pumping.
Naturally.
And so I have no idea if the farts slipped out as well. Like I said, it was just a result of overexertion.
It's like every step, another fart.
I know. I've had that happen before, and boy, is that embarrassing. Yeah, because there's something like I'm like the world's worst model, like walking to the beat of my own fart.
Yeah, your own literal beat.
Yeah, no, I don't. This was just like they came more out as a series.
Okay.
Like they were a blockchain, but I don't know if anyone else heard them. And that is, this must be every runner's experience.
Did you look around at the proximity of the other runners?
I was running as hard as I was not. There was no energy for looking around.
Okay, because I would have just thought if you were this self-conscious...
A bit of glancing.
Then, yeah, maybe you would just like peek behind you or something. Or even if there was someone coming towards you.
They were kind of making faces, but again, like it's this big ass hill. It could just be... I couldn't tell. No one was like, girl... We know.
Well, the good thing is you're gone in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I know. Gone in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
It's quite a different movie in this scenario. I thought this would be happening to all runners.
Yeah, but like you're saying, you've got your headphones in. Ignorance is bliss. You can just...
You're saying just run on. Forget you like...
What else are you going to do? Just stop and apologize to
I'll
everyone?
chase the person down and be like, I'm so sorry. They just slipped out.
And they're like,
I've got a sore glute.
And they're like, get away from me, sticky woman. Like everyone wants to leave that vicinity as quickly as possible.
So you're saying they were less mad because they're like, good, she's running away.
Yeah.
I wasn't even jogging. I just
like,
farted and ran off.
Worst case scenario, you're like trapped in a elevator or like a airplane or somewhere where like the air's not going to circulate.
Yeah.
This isn't that. You're outside. There's plenty of places.
If I was going to fart anywhere, it's high on the list of where it's polite to fart. Like we're among nature. The trees were breathing that straight in.
Yeah. If anything, you're helping their growth.
Yeah. We were outdoors among nature. I was moving quickly. I feel like aside from the bathroom, that's got to be the second most polite place to fart.
Right. And chasing down individual people to apologize for a fart they might not have heard or smell.
What would happen if I was jogging? What would you do?
That's not going to help.
If I was jogging the other way, I'm not me, I'm the stranger.
Yeah.
And then you see me about face and run after you and be like, I'm so sorry.
Just tap me on the shoulder.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
That would be the weirdest interaction because like...
Presumably
again,
your music's pumping
yeah,
as well.
I've got my headphones in. So then I have to take out like an earpiece and like it seems like at that point you really need my attention.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I just farted like 50 meters back that way.
I wanted to offer my sincere apologies.
Yeah. I mean, that would be hilarious. But there's a pretty small chance I even
think I was
noticed.
deranged in the moment, though? Would it be hilarious, or would you think, like, okay, this woman's off her tree?
I mean, both can be true. I think it'd
be hilarious later once you got out of the like scenario alive.
I would just smile and nod about, don't worry about it. And then we would definitely have a good 15 minutes on the podcast about the story. So you didn't do that just to clear
No,
up.
to be clear, I just kept running.
I think you did the right thing if that's where this was going.
But it's so hard to tell because I'm running uphill.
It's not hard to tell.
It's so hard to know what to do. No, what I mean is I was running uphill and they had just come up another hill and had turned the corner to go into the downhill. So it's actually quite hard to examine the faces of people who are running as hard as they can to see if there's a fence in there.
A fence?
Like if I've caused offence.
Oh, offence. Okay.
Offence, not a fence.
Yeah. I thought you meant like some kind of mental barrier that's like the fart slipped through the fence. I don't know. You've got...
Are you saying things you don't notice?
Well, this is what I was trying to determine.
I'm going to ask you that from now on. Instead of like, did you hear that?
Like, did it slip through the fence? Like, it slipped through the fence. And it caused me great offense.
Offense to my mind.
My mental
crying
barrier
already.
was breached.
I don't think I can keep going.
Yeah, this is maybe the closest I've seen you to actual tears on this.
So silly. Why would they admit that?
Well, I don't know. I was trying to determine. We say crazy, zany shit on this show. Maybe that's where your mind went.
As we all know, we have the fence.
Yeah.
Go on, obviously.
Obviously, the fence principle that we were taught
I
from
don't know
a young age.
why you're explaining it to me. Go on.
Yeah, we're all very familiar.
Yeah, that's how your conversation starts. So anyway, the mental fence, yes. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
No, you've got
Cause offense. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry. That was hilarious. I just love the idea that things you don't notice just don't breach the fence.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you've got one of those, like, you know, those COVID guards that you could see through?
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
your consciousness.
It's like the border wall in my
Yeah.
mind.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You can't. It's very hard to distinguish in the face of someone who's running as hard as they can. If you've caused, I can't. If you've caused them offense,
And this is why you just assume
you have.
you haven't.
And
No.
chase them down.
Well, I taught you nothing.
Sorry, I did assume I hadn't. Even if I had, what can I do? This is.
The best thing you can do is leave.
Just keep moving.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
That's why I was, and I couldn't stop them. So I was running as hard as I can, really pushing myself. Obviously, the farts kept coming. So I was like, I can either slow down. Like, there's only one. It was the perfect storm. Because to
Sounds
get
like it.
away from the scenario as fast as I can,
Yeah.
it's to run.
Okay.
But if I do that, I guess I'm doing some kind of squeezing on my, like, you know, gas bag.
I guess you could potentially just stand completely still,
But that's the worst too. There's no way out.
but they're running away.
Oh, I see.
So you're not going to release any more.
Maybe these people weren't jogging. Maybe they were picnickers. How do we know they were running before my farts came?
I think I thought you would have been able to tell the difference between someone having a picnic and someone running up a hill, but
I'm just saying. No, I mean, by the time I noticed them, they were running. But if my
previously
farts,
they were picnickers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then it breached
How
the
do we-
fence, and then they became runners.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
I was like, maybe they weren't runners, and my farts motivated them.
Well,
You're welcome.
For everyone's sake, I would just gauge, just by assuming.
I want to go to that meeting of morbidly obese people anonymous. They were like, I was headed for an early grave and my children weren't going to get to grow up. Their dad wasn't going to be at their wedding. A woman farted nearby me. I discovered the joy of running.
Yeah, you could be someone's
Origin story.
Yeah, this is the catalyst for them turning over a whole new leaf.
Yeah, much like I did. I turned over many leaves. That must have happened to you, though. I thought that was the runner's curse.
Yeah, but unlike you, I haven't overanalyzed it to this degree.
You didn't look in people's faces to see if they could see?
Maybe if there's someone like really close, then I would kind of be like, have they got headphones? I hope they fucking have headphones.
Well, because I also don't know. I couldn't hear it, but I'm like, is that because they're silent or is that because my music's up loud? So that was
Yeah.
my main
No, you
concern
don't
is
know.
that I don't know.
This is all documented in the classic Bloodhound Gang song, Farting with a Walkman On.
Is there? Actually, that makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Is there a whole song about it?
And
what's their wisdom?
I mean, my sister was more of the fan than I was, so
Right.
you'd have to ask her, but I assume they found themselves in a similar conundrum.
Okay, well, I feel a lot better that agony's been documented.
Yeah, it has in great detail.
Midnight Crisis.